Dear students, today before starting this lesson, we will have some discussion. So, I have a question to you all. Who is called as a hero according to you all? So, usually I know when it comes to the word hero, the film heroes come to your mind, but not only those people are called as heroes, but the people who do lot of service or give their contribution to the society, or when they achieve something in their life and when they are dedicated in their life, even those people are called as heroes. So, what are the qualities you see in heroes? Usually when you tell the word hero, the word that comes to our mind is very courageous or very studious or very dedicated, or who is ready to sacrifice or who is ready to serve the country. Even the people who serve the country, especially who serve in the army or the navy or air force, all those people. And also nowadays the heroes are the doctors or the nurses or the people who are serving us related to this situation what we are facing. Okay, that is what is the concept of hero. Today's lesson is a hero, and in this lesson we come to know about the hero of the story. And before that, you should know that the lesson is written by the famous writer in English literature, that too in the olden Indian literature, that is R.K. Narayan. So, here R.K. Narayan is very famous for his work set in the fictional village, that is Malgudi, and this lesson is also the part of the episodes of Malgudi days, wherein the writer has portrayed the adventures and the pranks of Swami and his friends. So, it is very interesting, and if somebody has seen the episodes of Malgudi days, you can enjoy it. Even now, if you try to find out these Malgudi days episodes in YouTube, you get, and you also get this episode separately, and you can enjoy that video. It is for 23 to 24 minutes, so that you will get the gist of the story. Okay, now in this lesson, the main concentration, or the person or the boy on whom we concentrate is the Swami. So, here you can see the story of Swami, where the writer tries to concentrate on his behavior, or you can also tell it as the characteristics you see in children, that is fear or the interest in games, or also you can call it as how they get attached to the people in their house, that is especially your grandparents. All these things has been highlighted, and incidentally, or you can tell that accidentally, he comes out as a hero in this story. Okay, before going to the lesson, we will know few aspects or informations about the writer of this lesson, and then we will start the lesson. See, this is a picture of the writer R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan is widely considered to be one of the greatest Indian English novelists, who is known for simple and unpretentious writing style. So, here mainly when you read the novels or the stories written by R.K. Narayan, it is very easy to follow. The language is very simple, And one more thing is unpretentious writing style. So you don't have a situation where everything is something pretended way of writing. No. So usually he goes with the lifestyle of the people and tries to concentrate about the life of the common man also. So that's why it is very important. He is best known for his works set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. Already I had told you in the beginning. So his work that was about the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi, that is very well known. His works include Swami and his friends, the Bachelor of Arts, the English teacher and the financial expert. His novel The Guide was adapted for film and it won the Sahitya Academy Award. He highlights social content and provides a feel for his characters through everyday life. He was nominated to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of India's parliament. So as I told, that is mainly his language is very simple, and what is my suggestion is whenever you are free. However, the present time there is no need for you all to go to the school or anything as students. So whenever you get time and if you are able to get some of these novels, I think you can read it because it is easy to understand and you can also analyze it, how the common life of people is being highlighted there. Okay, now we will start with the lesson and also the meanings of the difficult words in that lesson. For Swami, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, "Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with the tiger." So here the lesson starts with the event wherein it had an unexpected change in the life of Swami. Unexpected means which he had not expected, and it was also very surprising. Now what is that situation? We will see. So his father, he was reading the newspaper, looked over. Looked over means it is to go through something. So he was reading the newspaper, and while he was reading the newspaper, he called Swami, "Listen, there is a news which is telling about the bravery of a village lad." Bravery. Bravery means who has got courage or who is daring, and it is a boy. Lad means it is a boy. So the story is about a bravery of a lad. While returning home by the jungle, what happened? He came face to face with the tiger. Face to face is very close to each other, close to something and looking at it. So very close to each other and wherein you look at each other. That is called as facing each other. The paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight up the tree, where he stayed half a day till some people came that way and killed the tiger. So here the main aspect what you have to concentrate is he had a fight with the tiger. Means he had to face that tiger and somehow he had to escape. So what did he do to escape? First he had a fight, and for the purpose of escaping he had a flight. Flight means he flied, the power of flying. He flied and he went and sat on the tree. Otherwise he could not escape from the tiger. And thus there was a very big story related to that boy. So he flied up the tree, stayed half a day till some people came that way, and thus that tiger was also killed. So this is how the boy could save himself because of his bravery. So this was a story. Because it is related to children, the father wanted to highlight and tell it to his son, that is Swami. After reading it through, father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, what do you say to that? Swami said, I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not a boy at all. How could a boy fight a tiger? Okay, after explaining everything, the father asked his son, and he had read it completely. Reading through means you read completely from the beginning to the end. So then the father asked his son, so what do you feel? He wanted to ask something, he wanted to know his opinion. So he asked him the question, what do you feel? What is your opinion about this? Now what does Swami tell? He tells that I think he must have been a strong and a grown-up. Grown-up means a elderly person. Elderly person. I can never believe that it was a boy. How could a boy fight a tiger? Swami was not ready to accept that the person who fought with the tiger was a boy. So he was not ready to accept it. You think you are wiser than the newspaper? Father sneered. A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet he a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw, but if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. So when Swami answered to the question of his father, the father got irritated a little bit. So what does he tell? Do you think that you are wiser than the newspaper? Do you know everything? Have you got lots of information than the newspaper? The father sneered. What's the meaning of the word sneered? Not showing respect for somebody, means he was not happy with the answer of his son. A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet he a coward. You may have strength that is almost equal to the elephant, but he may be a coward. Coward means a person who is not brave or daring. Whereas another may have the strength of a straw. Straw is the dried grass, straw or a hay, you can tell. But if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. Even if you are aged, even if you have strength, if you don't have courage, then it is not at all possible to face such situation. Swami disputed the theory. How can it be, father? Suppose I have all the courage, what could I do if a tiger should attack me? So now here Swami is also arguing with this father. Dispute means to argue or quarrel. So he is not ready to accept what his father is telling. So he is telling, how can it be, father? Suppose I have all the courage, what could I do if a tiger should attack me? Leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? So now father is trying to again instigate or trying to go on, continue the discussion. So he is asking, you leave that strength, tell me, do you have courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. So now his father is asking, is it possible for you to sleep alone in my office room? So here the father is very beautifully setting a situation wherein he is able to know the strength or maybe the problems his son is facing. Okay, now he is asking, are you ready to sleep alone in the office? A frightful proposition. Swami thought. He had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, yes, and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, we are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has asked me to tell you. So here, whatever his father has put forth or asked him, so this was a frightful proposition. That is terrible one. Proposition is an idea. Now, he was really disturbed because he used to always sleep beside his grandmother in a passage, and any change regarding that he was not ready to agree that, because he used to be always frightful to be away from his grandmother when he slept, and this made him not to sleep during the night if he is away from his grandmother. He hoped at first that the father was only joking. He thought that his father is joking. Then what did he do? He mumbled weakly. Mumbled means to speak very quietly, means in a very low voice. Yes, he told the answer yes, but suddenly he changed the situation. So what did he tell? He started speaking something different in a very loud voice and with great deal of enthusiasm, as if he is very enthusiastic. What is enthusiasm? Feeling excited or the excitement. Now what did he tell? He changed the situation completely. So he is telling, we are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. So Swami was a boy who was very interested in cricket and used to spend lot of his time playing cricket. Now he is telling, we are also going to include the elders in our cricket club. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has told me or asked me to inform you also. So the complete change in the situation. We will see about that later. Father cut in. You must sleep alone hereafter. Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, it had become a command. He knew his father's tenacity at such moments. So, it was just a discussion about a newspaper article, and there what did he do? He just went to challenge his father, and thus now the situation is changed. When Swami wanted to explain about his cricket club, suddenly his father cut in. Cut in is to speak in the mid, that is to interrupt in the mid. So he stopped Swami, and the father told that, okay, we'll see about that later. You have to tell me that, or you have to sleep alone. So that is the main thing you have to concentrate, and thus Swami came to know that the challenge or the argument what was going on, it has completely changed into a command. The father is commanding. He is telling that you have to sleep alone. And also Swami knew his father's tenacity. Tenacity is firmness. His father was very firm regarding whatever he told, and here he had to follow that. From the 1st of the next month, I will sleep alone, father. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You're in second form and I don't like the way you're being brought up, he said and looked at his wife, who was rocking the cradle. Why do you look at me while you say it? She asked. I hardly know anything about the boy. So now again he'll have a request with his father. What is that request? That I will sleep from the first of the next month. From first of next month, surely I am going to sleep. But his father was not at all ready. What did he tell? It is really disgraceful. Disgraceful means shameful. Sleeping beside your grandmother or mother like a baby. And you are studying in second form. Second form, that is second year of secondary school. So this usage was being used in the olden days. So regarding your high school study, so this usage was being used, that is second form, that is second year of your secondary schooling. So you are already in high school and I am not at all happy the way you are brought up. Brought up is nurturing with care and education. So your parents bring you up with lots of love and care and all your needs are fulfilled and you are being educated. All this is called as brought up. He said and looked at his wife. So while telling all these things, what did his father do? He looked at his wife, that is Swami's mother, who was rocking the cradle. Cradle is the bed, or you can also call it as a cot, especially for the babies, and it needs to be rocked. Rocking means moving to and fro for the baby to sleep. Now the mother is feeling she is getting angry. So she'll ask, why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me and telling all these things? I hardly know anything about the boy. I am not at all so much interested regarding him. No, I don't mean you, said father. If you mean your mother is spoiling him, tell her so and don't look at me, she said and turned away. So father suddenly told the mother that I am not meaning anything related to you, but the mother herself tells, if you feel that I am spoiling, no, I am not interested. It is your mother who is spoiling him. It's better you tell her. And she just left the place there or turned away. Turned away means you are not interested in what he is speaking or you are not accepting what he is telling and you just mind your own business. So one more thing, I will just highlight few things here. Later on you can observe the words like brought up, turned away. So they are all phrasal verbs. So you have one verb and a preposition. So here when there is a combination of verb and preposition, then verb and adverb you call them as phrasal verbs and together they give you the meaning. The meanings are highlighted here. They are all important regarding your exercises, that is maybe grammar exercises or your vocabulary exercises. Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lamp. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, "Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want to hear a story?" Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny, but that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. See how Swami is trying to escape from there. It's already night. Still his father was going through, means once again in the night he was reading the newspaper. So he sat gloomily. Gloomily means feeling in a way that things will not improve. Means he had some expectations from his son, but he felt that it is not so easy to get it fulfilled. So gloomily he was sitting, and again he was gazing at the newspaper. Gazing means you are just going through the newspaper on his lamp. So there was a lamp there. Now what did Swami do? He slowly rose from there. Rose is a past tense of rise, and he walked. How did he walk? Tiptoed. Tiptoed means walked quietly on tips of his toes. Slowly walking with the help of your tips, so that nobody could come to know that you are going from there. And he tried to go to the bed that was there in the passage. He wanted to go and sleep, because his father has told that from today onwards he had to sleep alone in his office. So when he went to sleep, Granny was sitting there on the bed, and she started talking to him. Why are you feeling sleepy already? She was asking. Don't you want to hear the story? Every day Granny used to tell him the story. But what did this boy do? He started doing some wild gesticulations. Gesticulations means to make movements with hands and arms, trying to tell something with the help of his hands and arms, telling that it's better you talk in a low voice. And he wanted to make his granny silent, because if father comes to know, surely he'll come there. But that lady, she did not understand anything, and she did not look at him at all. So now what did he do? Suddenly he went and he slept there, and he pulled the blanket over his face. So he wanted to show that he is feeling very sleepy, or he is already asleep. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leaned over and whispered, "Please, please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me, and don't let anyone call me, even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. So he wanted to avoid his father, so he covered his face with the blanket. But what did the granny do? She tried to take that blanket and asked him, "Why are you covering your face with the blanket? Are you feeling so sleepy?" So now what did Swami do? He leaned over. Leaned over means you try to push your body, or you make some movements, maybe bend over or backwards, to make the changes in the way you are sleeping. So he leaned over, and again he started speaking. What did he tell? "Please, please, shut up, Granny. Don't speak. Shut your mouth. Don't talk to me, and don't let anyone come near me or call me, even if the house is on fire. Whatever happens, you don't allow anyone to come to me, or you also don't talk to me. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." So he is very feared about the suggestion what his father has given. He turned over and curled and snored under the blanket. So now again he'll change his position, he'll turn over, and what did he do? He curled. Curled is make your body bent, curled. See, to become curved, and he started snoring. Snoring is to breathe in a noisy way. So he started snoring and pretended as if he is sleeping, and he just covered the blanket, and he was showing that he was feeling sleepy. Presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" "Get up, Swami," said father for the third time, and Swami got up. So when he had already suggested his mother not to disturb and allow anyone near to him, by the time who was there beside his cot? His father had already come. He was standing there and he started calling Swami. "Get up." Get up is to raise from the bed. Get up from there. Get up from that bed. So how was his appearance? He looked like an apparition, that is ghost. Because it was a passage, it's already night, and in that semi-darkness of the passage, very little lighted passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. So there was no light in that passage. So there was little bit of light which was there, which was coming from the light in the hall. Now Swami stirred and groaned. So again what did he do? He stirred, means he moved slightly, and again he started making a deep sound as if he is in a deep sleep. At that time again the father called him, "Get up, Swami." But the granny, she pleaded. Pleaded is to request. "Why are you disturbing him? Let him sleep." Again the father called him, "Swami, get up." So when the father called him for the third time, then he got up, because he did not have any other way. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. So the father had already decided. So what did the father do? He rolled up. Rolled up means to make something into shape. So rolling the bed. So he rolled it and he took it with him, and this one, who was that? Swami had to follow his father. But before going, he had a look at his granny, hesitated for a moment. Hesitated means he was not ready to go with his father. He hesitated. So he was very slow in his moment. He thought that somehow the granny will try to convince his father, but he did not get any help from his granny also. He followed his father into office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother. Threw a look means he saw, or he was trying to somehow convincing his mom. So he wanted to have some talk with his mother and to tell her that you can also convince father. That is also called as a look of appeal. Appeal is to make a request for something. So he was trying to convince his mother also. So here his mother will try to tell his father, "Why do you want to take him to the office room? I think he can sleep in the hall." But the father also did not respond, and thus Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. Slunk is to move as from fear. It's a past tense of the word slink. So there was no other way. So he followed his father, even though his mother requested. The father was not ready for that, and granny never made an attempt. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." "Can I have a lamp burning in the room?" "No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. Will you at least leave the door open? All right, but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. So, what does Swami do here? He pleads. Again, he requests his father and asks him that he will go and sleep in the hall, because he is very scared that his father's office is very dusty and there may be scorpions. Scorpions, small creatures of the spider family, scorpions. So, he is trying to somehow convince his father he is not ready to sleep in that office. So, now father tells there are no scorpions, sleep on the bench if you want. Don't sleep on the floor. If you are scared about scorpions, you go and sleep on the bench. Now again he will request, can I have a lamp burning? That is, can I have some light in the room? For this also the father is not ready, because he is telling that you should not be afraid of darkness. It is only a habit, means you should get habituated. You must cultivate good habits. You should be very courageous. Will you at least leave the door open? Now again Swami is getting tense. So he is asking father, will that door of the office will be kept open or not? Will you leave me to keep it open? All right, but you have to promise me that you are not supposed to roll up the bed and go and sleep beside your granny. So if the door is open, you may try to do this. So if you promise me that you are not going to do this, then I am going to allow you. If you do it, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. So if you do this without my permission, in the mid of the night, if you get up and go and sleep beside your granny, then I will make the laughing stock. Laughing stock means an object of ridicule, means I will make you face a ridiculous situation where all your friends will start laughing at you. That's why you should be very careful. Without my permission, you are not supposed to go out of this office room. Okay children, here we have discussed the major part of the lesson. So, we will stop this here and will continue the lesson in the next part. But you have to concentrate a lot on my reading, and most of the words that I have given here with meanings, and as I have told you, there are many phrasal verbs. Most of the phrasal verbs I have highlighted, and also I have given the meanings, because while reading any language, the reading part, concentrating on the words and trying to know the meanings will always help you out in knowing the meaning of that story or understanding it. So read it again and keep watching the video again and again. Thank you.